All right, pilots, welcome. I want to ask you something. What if your signature was way more than just your name? What if it could become the ultimate uncrackable key to your entire digital life? Well, today we're diving deep into a concept that does just that. It's called Sigil Encryption Technology, or S.E.T, and it completely reimagines what security even means. And this quote, it gets right to the heart of it. We're not talking about just building a stronger deadbolt for your data. No way. We're talking about a key that is literally alive, a key that becomes a true living extension of you. You know, for decades, security has always meant remembering some random string of characters, right? A password. Or maybe having a physical thing, like a key fob. S.E.T just flips that whole idea on its head. It asks a much deeper question. What if your security wasn't something you have, but something you are? So, okay, how does this new paradigm actually work? Well, it starts by changing how we think about encryption itself. Instead of it being some chore you have to do, think of it more like a personal ritual, a focused, creative act that is 100% uniquely yours. And the result of that ritual is what's called a life print. This is the core concept, so let this sink in. It's not just a key. It's a digital artifact, a signature that captures the geometry you're working with, the exact path you draw, the colors you pick, and even the unique rhythm of your hand. All right, so where do you actually create one of these life prints? Well, it all begins on a canvas. But this isn't some blank, flat screen. We're talking about a three-dimensional world of pure geometry. The system gives you a palette of 13 different geometric solids. We're talking everything from a simple cube to these really complex shapes like a truncated icosahedron. Think of these shapes as the foundational frameworks. They're like the stages where you'll perform the gesture that becomes your key. Every single corner, or vertex, is a unique point that you can connect. So having the canvas is one thing, but the real magic, the part that makes this so personal, happens when you interact with it. This is where your own unique signature of motion comes into play. And this, right here, this is the absolute game changer. Traditional systems, they lock you into these rigid rules, right? But with S.E.T, there are no path constraints, none. You can connect any vertex to any other in any order you feel like. It's not some predefined maze you have to solve. It's your own organic, instinctive dance across the shape. And every single part of how you interact adds another layer of you into the key. The path you draw, that's just the foundation. The system is also recording your biometric handwriting, the speed of your gesture, the tiny hesitations, the acceleration. Then your choice of color adds another layer of code. You can even add animated patterns for more complexity. Each choice just makes the signature more and more uniquely yours. But you don't just do this once and call it a day. The full ritual is a journey, a sequence through all 13 of those shapes. And here's the kicker. The very order in which you decide to tackle these shapes becomes yet another part of your final key. Your entire sequence of choices creates this concatenated key of just incredible complexity. So, let's take a step back. We've got personal gestures, layered biometrics, and a sequence of 13 different shapes. What does all that freedom, all that complexity actually add up to? Well, this is where the sheer scale of S.E.T becomes kind of mind-blowing. I mean, it's a fair question, isn't it? At the end of the day, you're just connecting dots on a few shapes. How many possibilities could there really be? How about this many? 4.7 times 10 to the power of 192. Let that sink in. That's the number of possible key combinations using just the pass and a few basic colors. To give you some perspective, the number of atoms in the entire known universe is estimated to be around 10 to the power of 80. This number, it just dwarfs that. It's not even close. But here's the craziest part. That astronomical, mind-bending number, that's just the baseline. That's the number of combinations before we even factor in your personal biometric handwriting. Once you add the unique data from your speed, your rhythm, your acceleration, the odds of two people ever creating the same life print effectively drop to zero.
If you want to see it visually, just look at this. On the one hand, you have the possible key space of today's strong standard encryption methods. It's that tiny little sliver. Now, look at the S.E.T life print. See what I mean? This isn't just a small improvement, it's a jump to an entirely different order of magnitude in security.
So, after going through this whole process, what have we actually created? What do you have at the end? It's so much more than a key. It's a living sigil. Your life print is a truly personal, organic artifact. Its uniqueness comes from all those layers we talked about: the geometry, your gesture, the color, your biometrics, all woven together into one thing. And because it's based on you, it's a living key. It can evolve right along with you. And that, right there, is the profound shift in thinking. S.E.T transforms security from some static barrier into a living bridge, a bridge that connects your unique internal rhythm to the digital world. Suddenly, it's not just about security anymore, it's about identity.
And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. Forget passwords and patterns for just a minute. If you were to create your own living sigil, a true reflection of your personal rhythm and instinct, what would that signature look like? What would it feel like to create it?